February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court. Defendant number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. A huge gray area! As huge and bad as 50 Shades of Grey. Who am I kidding? Nothing can top the horribleness of that. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is... you're not a defense attorney. That's right. In fact, you are a chief prosecutor, out of all things. I do have to appreciate you trying to give us advice, but you out of all people have no right to say that. Innocent till proven guilty, as I always believe. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helped me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth, all by myself.
That's right, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Alright. Just what I was thinking. February 23, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense's assistant detective is ready, Your Honor. Also, are you kidding me? The apple is still up there? And nobody went up there to get it? Holy crap. And it's still red. It's not even rotten after all this time. What a magical apple. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Oh, is that so? Well, that blows. And here I was ready to give you flowers and tell you how much I love you. But since you don't want that, I'll give these to someone else that truly deserves them. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in a prosecutor's office thought.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cuff-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar? I never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down.
Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl.
Thanks. Mmm, good old guacamole. How did she even know that I like guacamole? Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves of the caviar. So tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now! Ah, good old Edgy. Not even able to get the name and profession out of a witness. How I missed you.
Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Right up! Hey! You don't hurry a man when eating food that came from paradise. Ooh, guacamole! Very well. Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Well, I'll be. First was Jake Marshall, and now Angel Star. They both have detective experience. Juicy. I mean, Christ, how many detectives have we heard of in this case so far? I mean, we have Gumshoe, we have Detective Goodman, who was killed, and we have 2 veterans over here. Man, this is shaping up to be a really high-profile case.
What? Miss Star was a detective?
Sheesh, everyone is being a detective around here. Oh, I know who you are. Cuff up.
Cuff up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. A long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces, yes.
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me check some story here. The parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Touch the chair, okay. Okay, security room, the telephone, the car, and this is the B block. We haven't really been there till now. We only been to A block. Okay. Witness, Did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I cannot agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
Well, you can try, but I cannot say that it will succeed. If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Hey! Come on, Judge. Can't you root for us? Is it because I said something bad in the past about you? Because I always liked you. You're my favorite judge. I mean, you're the only judge that I've known so far, but you sure are shaping up to be the best judge that I've seen in TV shows. Wait, are they talking about me? You have been sweating buckets up until now, Phoenix. And we haven't even started the first testimony yet. I mean, now we are.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Well, look who is a Monty Python fan here.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look! It's just a flesh wound.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright. It feels like forever since we cross-examined somebody.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
And... well... I guess so. We're gonna come back to the good old-fashioned press every single statement for now. Let's see. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic appearance of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Yeah, like, what did you think? That she was singing praise to you?
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I hadn't found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Huh. Is that so? Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
I was on my way to deliver lunchbox to my boyfriend.
And this boyfriend, he is the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several? Wait, so you're not talking about just Jake Marshall?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, And you had a boyfriend. Care to join?
Well, you heard that, Judge. Looks like you got a shot.
The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunch fix. Oh.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying.
Judge.
The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level so you can see everything from there.
That'll be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I am a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she has witnessed the crime.
That does seem to be it. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like... how would I say it? Ah yes. It was like the feeling you get when you have a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's instincts, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese? A young cheese? I like cheese.
A pale white cheese, not yet tainted with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
I, of course, am hard, yellowed, sharpest attack.
A bit distinct too.
Emma?
In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stir in the back of my mind.
Ah, the good old detective's instincts. The sixth sense. By garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And it sounds more and more familiar. Judge, please, let's not go that direction of having Edgeworth be accused of murder once again. And the person you saw, you are sure he was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we are doomed! Doomed!
Let's just do what we can. If we don't have any proof, we can always complain.
Witness, in our testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than warps. Ergo, you are a biased witness. Well, technically, I guess.
You want me to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me.
Madame, doubting the witness is what we do around here, no matter who the witness is.
I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
Christ, now I'm hungry for some chocolate chip cookies. Like, is this your plan? To make us feel hungry? Because if that's it, then you have clearly succeeded in doing so. Oh, you were trying to threaten us. Okay, well, I wouldn't have guessed it the first time. That was inspiring.
I believe I heard that tagline as well. You could cry plagiarism?
Plagiarism?
I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
Whoa. The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, One of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
How convenient. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. She is quite the character, this lunch lady. This is my first time seeing this photograph.
Do you think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Is it now? Well, of course it is. I mean, she's like right there. Although, I don't know, I feel like... Okay, I don't have any evidence of that, it's just my imagination going wild, but... You know, if Angel Star were to disguise herself a little bit, she could pass off as Lana Sky as well. If she straightened her hair a little bit, just wear her costume, like wear her clothes and all that. Maybe, I don't know. The moment of the crime is photographed by Angel Star. Let's see. Yeah. Well, it does show that it's block A, and that the shot was taken with the fence on the way, thus telling us that she took it from block B. Well, at what time was this taken though? I do have to wonder. It doesn't say yet. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long.
Oh, that's roughly correct. 10 centimeters, like, long. I know that the wound was done by a 12 centimeter knife, given the autopsy and such.
Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You cannot testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Pfft. Great. Now I am hungry for an omelette du fromage.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Then, she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into the Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Maybe in your mind, scientifically it is. But in my mind, detectively, it may not be. Sounds pretty fatal to me.
Well, what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Am I. It ain't over yet. This is just the beginning. The beginning of a long trial. One out of... well, let's face it, three days of trials. Like, I'm seriously doubting that Like, basically every single case from now on is gonna have, like, 3 days of trials. Like, we're gonna have free trials. There's no denying it from now on. These cases are gonna get longer and longer. Well, actually, I don't know. I've heard that this case is gonna end up being the longest case in, like, the Ace Attorney series. Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that! Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
So the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Actually, hold on a second. Okay, we get it. So she says that she saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. And she also said that she took this picture, like, at the moment of the crime. But this really doesn't seem like the moment of the crime, like, at all. I mean, not only does it look like she doesn't even have a knife in the first place, like holding a knife, but it looks like she was preparing for it. Like, grabbing the knife from the car. Yeah, I feel like this is what we're gonna have to present over here. Objection! And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife? And you said that you witnessed it when you also took the photo. But this photo looks like she was preparing to grab the knife. And Detective Goodman was, like, nowhere to be found, above all else.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swear lunch.
Okay, you're trying to trick me with this sort of stuff, like Angel. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't it odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? Yeah, and try to give it a little more oomph. I mean, don't say objection. Say it like this. Objection! It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Okay... And how can you tell? Because earlier you said that this is the first time you're hearing of Angel Star taking a photo. Objection! How can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Blood splatter? Huh?
See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat?
It's a black and white photograph. God damn it! Are you telling me that you are noticing blood from this? Actually, hold on, let me just check this a little bit. I can always zoom in on this, but... Are you serious? Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. Except you. Cause you stink. You are the problem here.
Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? Heck yeah, I got a better idea. And that is to address the problem with the testimony, because no matter how you look at it, she said that she took this photo at the moment of the crime. So yeah, object that shit. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it? I mean, that does seem to be like a really big mistake there, Angel Star. Anyone wants a detective before? What the hell?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How did you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those? Why would she have those on? Surgical gloves? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. What? These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.